Welcome back. In this video, we're still going to explain some topic about the absolute value and solve some problems. Now, as we're going to solve the problems about the absolute value, we need to know these three situations. The first one, how to solve the equation absolute value of x is equal to a. As we know, when we use the absolute value, that means it is positive or zero. It will not be negative. So this will lead to two situations. The first one, we can consider x is equal to a. The second one is x is equal to minus a. Let me give you some explanation about this. Now, on the real number line, if the origin number is O at this point, and x at this point, when x is positive, so the distance between x and 0 is the absolute value here, named by a. When we see the distance between 0 and x is a, that means x is equal a. Because x minus 0, the distance, is a. So x is a. This is the first situation. The second situation, when x lie on the negative side of O, at this side, that means negative x. Still the distance between 0 and negative x is a also. So here negative x inside the absolute value, it will be positive. It will be the distance. It will be not negative. So we can say the distance between these 2 points, negative x minus 0, is a, which means negative x is equal a, i.e. x is equal minus a. That's why we have these two situations to solve this equation. Let us give an example. Consider absolute value example 1. Absolute value of x is equal 5. That's simple thing. We can write here x means 5 or x means -5, because on the line of the real number we can see here number 5 here at the right side. When x at this point, so x is equal 5 here. O. And the other side here, when x at this point, it will be a negative. Still the distance here also 5. So negative x is equal to 5. That means x is equal -5. So the solution here has two answers. Solution is x belongs to 5 and -5. This is the simple form. Let me get another example. Consider the absolute value for 3x minus 1 divided by 2 is equal 4. So we split this into two equations. The first equation, take all this form and put it as equal to 4. So we write 3x minus 1 over 2 is equal to 4. And the other form, we take all this and put it as equal to -4. Why? Because this one is negative. We put here negative, and all this quantity inside the brackets, 3x minus 1 over 2 is equal the same positive value, which is 4. Now by my multiplying by negative to get rid of this negative, so here will be negative and here the negative will disappear. So that's why we can write it right away by this way. Just writing positive 4 here and negative 4 here. The same quantity here, still the same quantity here. These two situations are the solution for the absolute value. Now we just simplify both of them. Here, first we get rid of 2 in the denominator by multiplying by 2 here. Here, multiplying by 2. Same thing here, we can multiply by 2, and here multiply by 2. The result from this, we can make cancellation, 2 with 2, and still we have 3x minus 1 is equal, the result here is 8. Same thing we can do here, cancel 2 with 2, so 3x minus 1 is equal, negative 4 by 2 is negative 8. What the next step is? The next step is to get rid of negative 1 in both equations. Negative 1 here, by adding positive 1 to both sides, we get rid of this. So stay here 3x and here 9. When we get rid of negative 1 here, we just add plus 1 to both sides. So by cancellation, still 3x in the left side, and in the right side negative 7. After then, we divide by 3 both sides. Divide by 3. Also, we will make cancel 3 with 3, so we get x is equal 9 by 3, 9 divided by 3, that's mean 3. So this is the first value for x. And here the same cancellation. Still we have x is equal to minus 7 over 3. That's the second value of x we have. So the solution for all this form is x, where x is equal 3 and x is equal minus 7 over 3, or negative 7 over 3. This is the solution. We can write it here, the answer. The answer is x belongs to the set 3 and negative 7 over 3. And that's it. Let us see another example, but we will get now the inequalities to solve it, not the equations. This needs from us more attention. The inequalities is differ from the equation by changing the sign of equal into sign of less than or greater than. Let us first discuss this sign, which is less than. When absolute value of x is less than a, what does it mean? It means when we draw the real numbers line, and this is the origin number O, consider x at this point. It's less than a, that's mean a should be bigger than x. Here is a. You see, the distance between 0 and x, this distance, is less than the value of a. This value of a, consider a is like 5, for example, and x here is just 3. So you see it's x 3 and a is 5, so 3 is less than 5. Same thing when this happens in the other side of the origin number. Like here is x. X is here. And a is here. It's in the negative side. So negative 5 here. And here is x. So is x, as you see here, it's on the right of the negative 5. When it's on the right of the negative 5, that means it's greater than negative 5. We can write it like this way. X is greater than negative 5. Because it's here, let me give example, x negative 3. So negative 3 is greater than negative 5. That makes sense. That's why when we need to find the solution for this inequalities, we start to write it as two inequalities together by saying x is greater than negative a or less than plus or positive a. We start to find the solution by writing this inequality in this form. Let me give you an example for this. Find out the solution for the inequality 3x minus 5 is less than 6 or 7, whatever, any example. So we are looking to find the value of x, which is verify this inequalities. The first thing to do is to express it according to this rule by writing 3x minus 5, this form, putting here, is greater than the 7 and minus, and less than 7 and a plus, or 7 and negative and 7 and positive. So look what we did. We just took all the form inside the absolute value and put it here, and take the number 7 in negative and in positive, and put them in two sides of the inequalities. Now we start to get rid of negative 5. by adding to the three parts of the inequalities. These are two inequalities together actually. This means like 3x minus 5 is greater than negative 7. This one, 3x now minus 5 is greater than minus 7. And this one, which means 3x minus 5 is less than 7. So these two inequalities together, written in one line here. So to solve them, we just add negative, here is negative 5, we add positive 5 to three places here. So I will write it again in a clean. Three x minus 5 is less than positive 7 and is greater than negative 7. This is the first step. Second step, adding here positive 5 to get rid of negative 5. So we add here positive 5, we add here positive 5. So we put positive 5 in three places. This leads to cancellation, negative 5 plus 5 together. Still we have 3x. The sign of inequalities never changed, because adding or subtracting any number, it will not change the sign of inequality. Here is together plus 12, adding plus 7 and plus 5, it will be plus 12. Here the difference, because they are different in the size, negative 7 and plus 5, that's mean negative 2. Now what we will do, just get rid of number 3, which is the coefficient of x. This will be done by dividing on 3. So 3x dividing on 3. 3 is a positive, that's why this inequality sign still same. It will not be changed. Here you see it's less than, still less than. And this one is still the same, because this is a positive number. As we divided here on a 3, we will divide here also on a 3, and divide here on a 3. Then we cancel 3 with a 3 and get x here. Still the same sign for inequalities. Here we get 4, and here is the simplest form, which is the same, negative 2 over 3. This is the solution for the inequality here. You see here the solution is interval, which means on the real number line, if we get point here like number 4, and number negative 2 or 3 here. So the interval will be open from both directions because there is no sign equal under the sign of inequality. So this will be open here, and this will be open here, and just the values of x is all the interval referring to this segment of the line. This is the values of x. We can write it as the interval starting after 2 over 3. That means not include 2 over 3. Starting after 2 over 3. That's why it's open here. And ending at number just before number 4. So x belongs to this interval. This is the solution. Okay. Let us see the third form of problems in this matter or in this topic, when here is the sign is greater than. Instead of less than, we write is greater than. What does it mean the absolute value is greater than a? Again, we will go back to the real number line. When 0 is here, the origin number, and a, let me consider a at here. As absolute value is greater than a, that means x will be beyond a. It will be at point like here. So the distance between 0 and x is greater than the distance from 0 to a. When this happens at the right side of the O. So we can write x is greater than a. This is the first case. Or we have here connection between the two states by or. When we use the left side of O, which is the negative, let me say here is negative a at the other side. X at this point, negative x here. You see? Generally, if we consider here number like negative 3, and x here is negative 5, what the relation between them? We can say negative 5 is less than negative 3. That means x is less than a. But x is negative here. X is negative. A, whatever its value. So we say x is less than, if we write negative x is less than a, which means is greater than a, which means when we divide by negative here, we will get x is less than negative a. So the two situations we have now, x is greater than a or x is less than minus a. Look again, we started to state all this form as x is greater than a or minus x, negative x, I mean, is greater than a. So this, the greater sign is changed to less because we multiplied by negative both sides of the inequality, which leads to x is less than negative a. So you can just start looking for the solution for any inequality in this form by writing these two statements. Let me give you example. Find out the solution of the absolute value for 5x plus 3 is greater than or equal. When we say or equal, it will not make any big difference. 8. So we start by split this inequalities into two statements. We say 5x plus 3 is greater than or equal 8, or the second statement, 5x plus 3 is less than or equal minus 8. And we explained why this is written by this way, is less than or equal. If you make a revision again, we said 5x plus 3 is greater than or equal 8, or 5x plus 3 all in minus also is greater than or equal 8. This stay without a change, give me the first statement. And this will change because multiplying by negative here, both sides, to get rid of this negative, it will give me here 5x plus 3, and this will be changed into less than or equal, and here will be negative 8. So we got the second statement. Okay? Now we try to simplify both of these two new inequalities. The first one, just transfer plus 3 to the other side, so it will be plus 3 and negative 3 here, and 5x is still there. Same thing, the number 8, we will put here negative 3. This helped me to cancel negative 3 and plus 3. So we got just 5x is greater than 5. And same thing here. Just transfer this by adding -3 here and -3 here. The adding or subtracting will not change the sign of inequality, so the same sign will stay here. By subtracting -3 or adding -3 to both sides, so here still 5x plus 3 and here -8. So the cancellation now, cancellation plus 3, -3, we have 5x at the left side, and on the right side we have -12, -11, sorry, we have -11. Then we just divide on the coefficient of x, which is 5. A positive number will not change the inequality sign. So 5 over 5, 5x over 5, here 5 over 5. The same inequality state. Here dividing by 5 will give me 5x over 5. Also the inequality sign stay without a change, -11 over 5. Now the result. As 5 will go with 5, still here x is greater than or equal 5 over 5, that's mean 1. This expressed as interval starting from 1 to plus infinity. Plus infinity is open because this is number, this is not number, I mean, it is just symbol. To refer, the extension will continuously without end. Here by cancelling 5 with 5, we just have x is less than -11 over 5. Also this is interval. This interval is starting from, because less than, starting from -infinity and stop at -11 over 5. Open here, sorry, close here because there's sign equals, close here and open here. So the union of these two intervals is the solution for this inequality. Okay, I hope this examples give you a clear idea about how to solve the inequalities with absolute value. Thank you for watching. Hopefully see you again in the next video. Bye now.